So let's head back up to commentary and Ian Bartlett.
The last one for the Kingstown Stakes comes in, lined up, set, they're off. They get away fairly decent break. Soldier's Call was the fastest one away. Blue Point over the far side in blue got away strongly as well, and Enzo's Lad in Primus and Fairyland are chasing. Signora Caballo and Judicial and Mabs Cross are next. Houtzen showing very good pace. The Aqua Jacket towards the stand side, where she has only Battaash chasing her. Those two together on the extreme right. Equilateral's just about the back markers. Sergei Prokofiev in purple is with him. They've already got down to halfway. Soldier's Call leading. Blue Point in the blue jacket in second place. Battaash, the blue and white colours, one from the right making progress. Fairyland's with those from Mabs Cross in red. In Primus just in behind those as they head down to the final furlong. Battaash nearest to us in blue and white. Blue Point, the all blue far side. Behind those Soldier's Call, and then comes Mabs Cross. Head towards the line. Blue Point in front. Battaash nearest to us, trying to get to it, but it's the same as last year. Blue Point from Battaash, Mabs Cross and Soldier's Point very tight third and fourth. Then Fairyland in Primus, Equilateral and Signora Caballo.
Well, Freddie loved Blue Point beforehand, and I think you might just love him a little bit more now.
Absolutely. What a horse, what a sprinter. Like we said earlier on, he's really matured into that top sprinter, and he's just showed us here today again. Look, he was all the way up there in the firing line. The Doyle had a perfect position on him, and he just travelled sweetly underneath him. And yeah, look, Battaash had every chance. He followed the right horse into the race. Houtzen led him into the race in the right style, and on the day, he just wasn't good enough.
No, and you can see that, the same result as 12 months ago, and I think, Peter, it's fair to say that's put him fairly in his place.
Yeah, there's no obvious excuse to watch there, other than those were some serious horses he was chasing, and there was definitely a sense of deja vu in those final 50 yards.
Yeah, and it's good to see William Buick here as well after his enforced layoff.
Absolutely. Look, he's obviously still a little ill as such, and he's great friends with the Doyler, so look, it's a big cake, big slice. Everyone gets a slice of that big cake, and yeah, there'd be no hard feelings whatsoever. You know, he would have told him how to ride Blue Point as such, because obviously he's won on them on many occasions beforehand, and he's a big team player for Godolphin as well. So to be honest, I'm delighted to see him here today.
Yeah, it's really good to see him here, isn't it, William Buick? So he just, with the Godolphin team and Charlie Appleby there, and Blue Point winning at 5-2. Look at that, decent price. Battaash second at 2-1, the favourite, and Soldier's Calls run a massive race in third at 16-1. Horse who won the Windsor Castle last year and obviously likes it here, Peter.
Oh, very impressed with that horse's body of work. We saw at the Breeders' Cup last fall. Good to see Soldier's Call getting back to some really good form. What
about Imprimis? What did you make of him today?
Yeah, it just seemed like a horse who was not quite able to hang with the top of those. I was not able to conjure any particular reason other than the fact that this was a super tough test. It's always a question of how they're going to handle it. Put in an effort, was trying, just wasn't able to get to the best of those.
Yeah, well, I think these sprinters are pretty much proving themselves. It's lovely to see them year in, year out. And what about maybe something like the July Cup next time for these two? Do you think we'll see them battling it again?
Absolutely. Hopefully they'll stay sound and healthy, and why not? That's obviously the next target for them both. But what a performance by Blue Point, you'd have to say. This fella's really gone the right way, and yeah, he's the sprinter they all have to beat this year.
Yeah, sure is. We're looking at Mabs Cross there in the red colours. A solid race from her, but just not quite good enough on the day.
Exactly. She's run a very good race. Take nothing away from her. She's run well last time at Haydock, and again here today. I think conditions favoured her quite a lot with the rain coming down now as such, and yeah, she'd be there to fight another day.
Yeah, just having a quick glance at some of those in behind, seeing if we can see what happened to some of the beaten horses, and you were right, Fairyland, it was a bit too much of an ask for her, but she's run a good race.
She's run a cracker, she's run a real cracker. That was her first try at the 5 furlongs, and she's obviously just getting the hang of this whole sprinting game. Yeah. So for a first ask, at the top company over 5 furlongs, it was a very good performance.
Yeah, it sure was. She's run a good solid race. Blue Point winning then at 5-2, and the rain, the heavens have opened.
Yeah, I'm going to hang out here for a while, I think. I'm not going out for this umbrella.
I think Peter's going to be our long-term guest this afternoon. Michael Holding standing, watching on, going, no way, you're out. He's a former cricketer. He doesn't do rain. Anyway, Blue Point and Battaash once again finishing first and second in this King's Stand Stakes at Royal Ascot. And I tell you what, Mick Fitzgerald's going to be having to try and catch up with winning connections. I don't think too many people will be hanging around. It really is coming down. But I can't say we should be surprised about that, because we were forewarned that the rain was going to be pretty heavy at times this afternoon. And let's hope that it improves as the week goes on, because we could do without it raining on the Royal Parade, couldn't we? Anyway, there are still plenty of people huddled round wanting to look at these winning horses come in, because that's what it's all about here at Royal Ascot. It's about the horses and the celebration of the horse. And that's exactly what we're doing here today with our second Group 1 of the afternoon on day 1 at Royal Ascot. And there you can see Blue Point in his glorious majesty again, stretching out to the line under James Doyle for Charlie Appleby, and a winner on the board for Godolphin. Well done to them. 5-2, your SP of your winner. And James Doyle having a great run of things at the moment. He said last night as well that when things are going right for you, you're riding plenty of winners, you make the right decisions, and that's what he's doing now at the moment. And you can see the rain shots, and Peter, it's not the best for Royal Ascot. Midsummer here in the UK, you know.
I know all about your UK summers. I've spent enough time over here. But look at this crowd still assembled, as you pointed out, around the winner's enclosure. Those are real racing fans out there, and that's an impressive sight. And I'm also just super impressed by this rivalry. And you alluded before to the next chapter in it. It's going to be fascinating to see. It's always fun from a racing fan point of view when you get to going back and forth like this and get to see what happens next.
Yep, and here he comes into the winner's enclosure. Yeah, good to see some hardy souls still packed around the winner's enclosure here, appreciating some of the finest thoroughbreds in our game. And Blue Point, marvellous, 5 years of age, and what a superstar he is. And I'm afraid, Peter, you're going to have to go out in the rain, so let's hope that top hat is waterproof. Thank you very much for your input today, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can see Michael Holding elbowing Peter out of the way as the rain pours down here at Ascot. Anyway, there is